Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. Oh my God, I'm so excited to talk to these two talented artists. Orlando Fringe is one of my favorite festivals, art, creativity in town that we have here. It's unique, it's beautiful and wonderful. And we have a link scrolling across the bottom, orlandofringe.com/art space. I have returning guest and friend, Michael Marinaccio. He is here to speak with Felichia Chivaughn about Middletown. And they're going to talk about their play that's coming up. Huge kudos and thank you to Desiree Montez. We are going to give her a shout out because she deserves it. She always sets these up, and it's always such a beautiful thing to talk to creatives. Welcome, you two. How are you today?
Great.
Thanks
for having us.
I'm excited to have you. I'm sad about my lighting. We talked about that before we went live.
But you look fabulous, Ted.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
The pocket square is.
Oh, see? All right. I feel better. But it's not about me. It is about you all. And I want to talk about Middletown. And of course, I want to talk a little bit about Orlando Fringe as well. But before we do that, I told you that the audience loves an origin story. They want to get to know you. So without further ado, we're going to start with you, Felichia Chivaughn. Tell us a little bit about you. People love to know, were you always an actress? Were you always creative? Or did you stumble into it? So give us a little bit of 411 on you.
Yeah, I came out of the womb being dramatic. I come from a long line of storytellers, and I knew at a very young age that I wanted to tell stories. I just didn't know exactly how. And I stumbled on acting through, plays and skits and so forth at church. That continued. I studied acting in high school and went on to study in college. And even before acting, writing was just a huge part of who I was and my passion of mine in music. And so all of that was there. And so I'm grateful for that for the last couple of years. And I'm not going to say how many, because so that you could just imagine how old I am.
You look like you're 12, so you're good.
Oh, that's on brand. I've had the opportunity to be acting here locally in Orlando, directing as well, working with other artists, and nothing makes me happier.
Love it. That's a great story. And I love your name. I love the way you spell it and I love the way it sounds.
Thank you.
So welcome to the show. I'm very happy you're here. Michael, you are a returning guest, and it's so wonderful to see you. Tell them, people who might be under a rock who don't know you, who've watched the show before, who you are and kind of your journey.
I've been acting since I was 17. I started back in community college. I took an acting class as a humanities credit and never looked back. I graduated from UCF with a BFA in theater performance, and then I acted for 20 years primarily. I was directing, also producing shows at the Fringe Festival, but other places. And then a little over a decade ago, I kind of stepped back from acting and became the producer of the Orlando Fringe Festival, which I did for 8 years. And then I stepped down from that as my show that I created with my partner, Tamisha Harris, Josephine, started to take off. And we toured that internationally and off Broadway. And that's my story. And so I'm getting back on stage. This is the first time I've done like a really legitimate play like this and a really challenging role like this since 2012.
I want to hear about Middletown, but before we get to that, what I'd love for you, since you were the producer of Orlando Fringe, for people who don't know about it, they might read it and go, Fringe, oh God, what does that mean? So tell them a little bit about it and what people could expect and why it's important for the community. I think it's such a big, important series of events that we do here.
Absolutely. The Orlando Fringe Festival is over 30 years old. It is the largest and best, frankly, independent performing arts festival in the United States. It is, we're really, really blessed here in Orlando to have it. It brings together all kinds of independent producers. It makes it very accessible for artists to create their work and present it. It makes it accessible for the audiences to come see it. You can see every type of show, every type of artist, really whatever you like, we have it at the Fringe. It has become a very large event. Over 75,000 people annually go to the festival itself. the organization Orlando Fringe now has two year-round spaces downtown on Church Street that they are going to be running, the Fringe Art Space, and that is going to be a community space, a place where all elements of the community, the independent artists can get together, can have workshops, have shows. It's really just an exciting thing to help artists to create their work, the work of their dreams, and do it in a way that is 100% theirs. There's no, like at most theaters, artistic directors and the many gatekeepers that have between your art and you. This is the artist's work, unfiltered, and that's what makes it so exciting. It's where the innovation comes from. So it's an essential part of the fabric of our art scene. The Fringe has done so much for this community. Back in the 90s, a huge amount for the LGBT community. It gave an avenue and a platform for that community to have a voice and to be able to create the work that they wanted. So it's a very, very important thing, obviously very special to me and close to my heart.
It's exciting. If you haven't been to Fringe, you should look it up, orlandofringe.com. You can also go to orlandofringe.com/artspace. Check it out. But today, we want to give them a sneak peek and talk about Middletown. I was sharing before that I lived in Middletown, New York, Orange County. So tell us, Felicia, give us kind of the synopsis of what Middletown is about without giving it away. And then talk about your role. Talk about you and your performance and what's going on in Middletown.
Absolutely. Middletown is about a small town seemingly in the middle of everywhere and nowhere. It really is a show about humanity and life. And it really just captures the essence of what humans need and want and how we coexist with each other, what it means to be a collective and connect with others. It's really the type of show where you go in, you don't know what you're going to get, but you walk away thinking, I know those people, I see myself, I know what that feels like. It's a very cathartic and beautiful experience for people.
Well, we'll connect people. People will feel connected to the characters.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons I'm so in love with this show is that we've spent so many years not being able to connect physically. And even before then, we had some trouble emotionally with our obsession with all the new things that we have. And this show is really about that human connection. I get to play the role of Mary Swanson, and Mary is new to the town and she's finding her way around and trying to connect with others. I think that's all I can say without giving it away. But you guys should really come and see it.
That's a universal feeling. I think people want to feel connected. And I love how you frame that, because you're right. We got even more super disconnected during COVID. During the height of it, and people are really desperate, thirsty for, and hungry for connection. So I think everybody's going to see themselves, or at least understand where the characters are coming from in the play. Michael, you're back. You are performing again. So tell us a little bit about what that's been like, and then a little bit about your character.
Sure. Well, first of all, I love the connection of being able to be in a room with everyone, with this amazing cast, with all these people, and to be able to work closely again is so good for my soul. It has been just a really, really magical experience for me. Getting back to it, it's harder to memorize lines now. I'm a little older and may have smoked a little too much pot during the pandemic, but
Woo, true confession.
But I gotta say, I mean, being a little older and a little wiser now, and the access to the emotional life is a little easier, and being able to work with Felicia and who has so much empathy and warmth, and it makes it really easy to connect with those feelings. My character is John Dodge. He is he's kind of a pretty sad and lonely guy, but he's always approaches it with a sense of humor. And I think the most inspiring thing about John is his kindness. No matter what he's going through, no matter how he struggles, he just never ceases to be kind, and that to me is the beautiful message of this show. You know,
Beautiful.
it's like we all go through it. We all will all be born and we will all die, but and there's a lot in between. But just being kind to each other goes so far in life, and so
I can't
that's.
wait to see it. I'm really excited. So tell us, it kicks off February 17th. Give us a little bit of the details.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could go. Yeah.
I can say what I remember. Like he said, my brain space is limited these days, but it opens February 17th at the new Fringe Art Space downtown, and it runs until March 5th. We can share that link with you guys so you guys can get tickets. That's basically it. Make sure you come and bring someone, because you'll want to hold someone's hand, someone to hold or look at and laugh with when you're in the theater.
It's all going to make me cry just talking about it. So I can't even imagine being in the audience. I think people are hungry and thirsty for connection and heart and kindness. And the world is a crazier place even since COVID. And I think people really do want to feel that connection. I have a feeling that the message will resonate with everyone who's there. All right. I know how to get to OrlandoFringe.com, which is scrolling across your screens, my friends watching. But how can they reach each of you? Felicia, do you have social media page? Anything you want to give a shout out to so people can find out more about you?
Yeah, you could connect with me on Instagram at Felichia Chivaughn, which is FELICHIVAUGHN. So it's just my name. And then I'm Felichia Chivaughn on Facebook as well. And I also do want to say that David Lee directed the heck out of this show. And it is going to be a beautiful experience.
I'm excited. Thank you. Michael.
I swore off the social medias mostly for my mental health back in the beginning of the pandemic, but I do, you can follow what my company does, Dynamite_Lunchbox on Instagram. You'll find information about Josephine and our upcoming shows that we produce, Tamisha Harris and I. And so that's all you need to follow. You don't need to follow me. I'm okay. I'm good.
Well, I'm excited for the show. You all go to OrlandoFringe.com/artspace. You can reach out to Michael at Dynamite_Lunchbox, Felichia Chivaughn on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to get access to tickets, it'll be in the comments below. We will do that for you. You guys are amazing. I'm super excited for this. Thank you for talking about it so passionately. I don't know anybody who would watch this and would not want to attend. So I want you guys to get tickets, give back to our creatives, support them like Michael and Felicia and Orlando Fringe. Give Tamisha a big hug and kiss from me. Huge shout out again to Desiree Montez. She always brings the great people here. What a great surprise to see you, Michael, and great to meet you. Felicia, we love you guys. Get involved, give back. OrlandoFringe.com/artspace. You know you want to go. I want you to go.